This is our machine shop. This is where we build the Infernotherm burner. What makes our burner different than everybody else's? Come here, Ray, I want to show you this. Hold that. Is it heavy?
Yeah.
If the bullet was flying at you, would you want that to protect you?
Yeah.
That's the fan housing for a Model 400 burner. There's a gas base in fabrication for a Model 400 burner. Everything is made out of 1/4 inch, 5/16 and 3/8 plate. Rolled, fitted, and then machined. This is where we take the machine, we take the fan housing, and to make the motor mount plate fit, to make the oil pump collar fit, so the oil pump is fit, the whole fan housing has to be true because we mount a 1 horsepower motor on that with a squirrel cage fan. So the whole fan housing is first fabricated, rolled, welded, it's brown so it looks like a nice piece of equipment, not just rough weld, and then it's machined. Everything has to be machined. We're not making watches, but everything has to be machined with enough tolerances so that all the parts, 10, 15, 20 years from now, some brakes are all interchangeable. So you can take a motor mount plate off one 400, which we fabricate here, out of these circles, okay, rough fit. You take one off of one and bolt it right onto that one. If you've got 2 or 3 at your plants and you have a problem with one. We're the only manufacturer that does this. Entire vertical operation. We build every component going into our unit. The gas ring is made here. Now you strictly one. Get ready. Well, I'm sure I'll rally outside. Our gas ring we manufacture here. This is incorporated and welded in to the gas base on all our units. The 300, the 400, the 200, and all smaller burners all incorporate the same gas ring with the holes that are put in here. These holes are put in on an angle so that when the gas flows, what I explained to you upstairs about how we create a high pressure, it follows the flow of the air going through that high pressure zone in the air turret. That's incorporated right over here. This is the gas base. You can see that gas ring welded in here. The natural gas flows into this airtight chamber and the combustion head fits on here. This is basically the beginnings of a combustion head. Beginnings of a combustion head. See on the finished product. This all has to be fit, machined. That's the air turret. That's that high pressure zone I was telling about. The air comes up here and it's compressed as it goes and the fire shoots through this hole. Every part is manufactured here. Here's a Model 400 combustion head. It starts off like this. Ends up like this, machined. This gets poured with refractory. This is where your oil nozzle and your electrodes go through. This is what the motor mount plate, manufactured here from raw material, machined on that lathe. This goes onto the fan housing. 1 horsepower totally enclosed motor, bolted on this, squirrel cage fan in there. The oil pump on the other side. This is why it has to go in the lathe and all be true, so that the shaft runs true. And there you see a fabrication of a gas base. And it went through the lathe, and it went through the drill press, and everything is threaded and tacked. This is what we end up with. This is the finished fan housing for burner. Burner. Every part there was manufactured. Look at the quality of this. It's indestructible. Whose burner is this? What do we got? Remember I was talking about tension head. See the vanes in here? This is what creates the spin of the fire that we do through high pressure in a fabricated combustion head. This is new to the industry. It's only 25, 30 years old, this retention head. Before that, they never had that. We use a NEMA 4 box, weather-tight box. We use a 1 horsepower on a smaller burner, 2 horsepower, totally enclosed motor, weatherproof. This runs your attic fan. No air linkages on this. This burner is designed for the fire tube it goes on. It goes on a 20-inch fire tube, a model 400. 2.8 million BTU burner. The air linkages to play with. Everything has to be adjusted in the field. You can't adjust it in the factory. You can't run it long enough. We test fire every one of our burners in the factory. We run it for 1 minute to make sure all the safeties operate. Straight oil configuration, need air adjustments on everything. Got to have a service man there. Single phase burner, 2 wires. Hook the fuel up to it on an oil burner. Any layman can do it. Power flame burner, different animal. Burner, 30 years old. We took it in. We didn't even sandblast it. We hit it with a wire brush. We clean it up. We update the controls. It'll last another 30 years. 30 years after that, what are we going to do with it, Ray? We're going to put it on a new tank. What are we going to do with this in 30 years, Conrad? It's going to go up on a loft for an antique for demonstrations. When somebody says, why are you more? How could you be more? Why are we more? What? The what?
Quality of the product. Handcrafted.
Nobody does what this company does in the industry. We require vertical operation. Nobody but nobody builds a burner like this with this quality and this longevity. And that's what you're buying.